can say that Kaizen is the best thing that could ever happen to the labeling department.
I don't think that we'd be in business today with the tough times and the tough competition if it weren't for Kaizen.
People and myself have seen the power of Kaizen, so to speak.
Just in time has totally changed our awareness and the way we make our products. Now as I look back, I think it was almost a crime the way we used to operate.
Just in time made our business very profitable. Without it, our company might just have gone out of business.
And I think the better way of saying just in time is what I've been told by some people is, gee, when you really think about this, it just makes sense, not just in time.
Hi, my name is George Fields. This video program is about Kaizen and just-in-time. The concept of Kaizen was first introduced by Masaaki Imai in his 1986 book, Kaizen, The Key to Japan's Competitive Success. In his book, Imai says that Kaizen means continuous improvement involving everyone, from top management to middle managers, from supervisors to workers. Imai also says that management can be divided between maintenance and improvement, and that Kaizen is only one of two types of improvement, the other type being innovation. Kaizen is a series of small improvements that do not require a great deal of money, but do require people's efforts. Innovation, on the other hand, involves major changes based on investment of money. Imai says that Western managers favor innovation, whereas Japanese managers tend to pursue Kaizen. In Japan, Kaizen has been the basis for many successful management practices, including the practice of just-in-time. In fact, today, Kaizen is practiced by many companies throughout the world because of its universal applicability. Kaizen challenges people to change how they think about their jobs and how they do their jobs, in order that they are always looking for better ways. Just-in-time, or JIT, is a new approach to production which challenges our use of conventional systems of production. You might have heard the words lean production. Well, just-in-time just about means the same as lean production. Just-in-time starts on the shop floor with changes in production lines, but it eventually involves other departments such as marketing, engineering, production scheduling, and purchasing. In fact, everybody participates, which is why Kaizen is always involved when we're talking about just-in-time. This is the first of 3 videos on just-in-time, and the message of this one is that just-in-time pays. Now, let me take you to several companies who have recently introduced just-in-time, both in the United States and in Japan.
The Wire Mold Company in West Hartford, Connecticut is a manufacturer of wire management devices and power conditioning products. When we did these interviews, the people at Wire Mold had only practiced just in time for a few months.
Well, so far, over the course of the first 5 months of introducing this program, we've freed up approximately 40% of the floor space in this particular facility. We've freed up 30% of the floor space in another facility and about 20% of the floor space in a third facility. We've reduced our overall inventory, and this is raw material, work in process, and finished goods. When you count all that together, our inventory is down by over 20%. We've increased our working capital turns by approximately 30% over this time frame. We are on track to have about a 25 to 30% gain in productivity this year. So those are some of the initial gains that we've had. And in terms of lead time, it used to take us approximately 6 weeks to make a product. That was the general lead time that we planned on internally. We're down now under 1 week, and our objective, however, is to be in the range of 6 hours. Well, we really didn't spend any money in terms of capital investment. Perhaps some small things here and there, but for the most part, the money that was spent was people time. People time invested in training and invested in Kaizen activities to change the factory around, change the flow, and improve the way that we worked. Well, I think the role of top management in implementing such a change is really to be the key driver for that change. I've often told companies have asked me, gee, what should we do to start just in time? That the first thing is that they have to have total commitment from their top management. If they don't, if they try and implement it from the bottom up, they're basically bound to fail. So principally, I feel that top management's key role is to be the driver and the leader for change. In fact, we've created what we call the wire mold commitment that is basically the cultural things that we want to have here. And we've said there's really three things as part of our culture. The first one is people, because no company can be successful without its people. The second one is customers, because customers have to be the key thing that we're trying to do internally is to satisfy the customer. And the third key thing is Kaizen. And that was a word that people hadn't heard before here. The word Kaizen was new. And yet, as we've gone along and as we've made that a part of our culture, everybody understands pretty much the word Kaizen now. We give Kaizen pins for training as we train people in the principles, and we're pretty much to the point already where that's a generic word.
Let me show you an example of the big changes that have taken place at Wire Mold.
There are a large number of presses here, and in their conventional system, an operator works at each press, stamping out many pieces at a given time. All around the press are the incoming and outgoing materials, and a large inventory piles up. Here you see people moving the presses to form a new production line. The people at Wire Mold introduced the so-called one-piece flow, utilizing a U-shaped line where each press is arranged in the order of the processing work. One operator works through the various machines to perform multiple tasks, taking care of several presses and performing the final packaging as well. In order to form such a line, they practiced Kaizen, for example, by installing automatic ejection devices and changing the location of switches. Thus, what used to be a job for several operators is now a job for a single operator.
There are two things needed to successfully introduce just-in-time. The first is the commitment and involvement of top management. The second is to establish an internal organization that will promote just-in-time. At Wire Mold, several bright young people were selected to teach the basic ideas of just-in-time, as well as to promote and follow up on Kaizen activities.
The JIT Promotion Office was set up about 6 months ago when we began our Kaizen work. And our team is responsible for following up and implementing just-in-time throughout the company. I used to be the production control and purchasing manager here when we were implementing an MRP2 system. That system allowed us to produce big batches of inventory. We would build, one product, a whole batch, for 3 or 4 days at a time, and then move on to the next product. But what we're working on now is one-piece flow, where every day we're building all of our A and B units, a day's supply at a time. We've also been listening to the operators that build the poles and implementing improvements that are making the job easier for them to do. We're focusing on the operators, listening to the complaints that they have, and ideas and suggestions that we all observe, and implementing them. trying to make it easier for everybody. Kaizen is continuous improvement, and that's all we're trying to do here, is continuously improve so that we can be flexible and give our customers the best service we possibly can.